This will be an interesting one to say the least. So coming out of subliminal sleep this morning, and I was just doing the Alpha Omega thing. I've been saying all that. It's up in here, Alpha Omega, and then the Spirit just said flip it up, and then I saw it. I haven't been able to stop laughing since. That right? It's like it's 96% plural. The word is pleroma. I'll explain that in a minute. And then the light show's being played down there, and that 4%. That's where the energy and motion is, back and forth. Right? That's how powerful that grand super consciousness is. When you see it from that vantage point, it's pretty funny. Like it seems tragic from down in here as the kids watching it, getting scared and sad and all these crazy ass emotions. You saw, if you did, I just documented that the shit show over there, and it goes on. So, but Kristen came over. She was running her game. Sean was running his game. I knew Shelly was coming over to run her game. Get mad at Sean for pursuing the J. I was like, knew all this was going to happen. My last enforcement role was, Sean, you can be friends with her, but you guys can't knock boots. That's what ruins it, right? But that was something I wanted from them, to just be friends and be nice, be kind to each other. It's something John Boy wanted. But they weren't stopping. They weren't getting off of their game. So what can I do? What is my defense mechanism here? I was like, all right, just switch up the set on them. I was like, okay. Kristen, cute, and she got her issues, her roles, and earlier she raised her belly, and they were both out there. What do you think about this? And of course I'm looking at lines, and of course it caught my eye. The top of the belly button's just drooping a little bit. All right, so I said, here, and I just took my thumb and lifted it up a little bit, and it looked really good. And they both snapped. How dare you do that, John? Sean, John, you can't just do that. You can't just do that. What's going on? In my mind, I'm running. At medical school, I did a little bit of that. Sewing the skin, just be a little stitch right there. It's not that big a deal, and that's what you're really worried about. Somebody else is not coming at me from out of the set. Someone's yelling Willis, but it's over there. So now they lost their shit. So I was like, all right, the evening's wearing on. I'm doing this hard ass cleaning, man, just boom, superhuman James Bond shit. Get that place straightened up. But I took a picture of the dishes. The guy doing all this. So I was like, oh, okay, well let's play. I'll go there. I started flirting with Kristen. I looked for the twinkle in her eye to see it, and flirting with her, and as fate would have it, I don't know if anyone saw how easy it is to trigger someone. My other person I was trying to help over here, part of the set, my set. And Sean, I think, there's always a number, and I'm thinking his is probably 47 girlfriends, but, and then they're friends. But I think it was probably number 22 stopped by. She had gotten locked out from her other one. Talked to her a little bit this morning. But I noticed a couple little things. She was real happy that she wanted to catch up on the drama and Sean's girlfriends. Some of them get together and then this crazy shit happens. And that's the real soap opera, So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I just kept playing. I was like, Sean, well, maybe the girls like each other. They're getting along. I was like, hey, they're getting along. I'll go there. I didn't know what was going to happen. I had to wait one more big move, to get that bed down and get the mattress up there so I could sleep up there with Kristen. And I just kept going, pushing that narrative, see how far they would go until they got scared. I've been in that narrative. I wasn't that afraid. I wasn't that set on that at all. But I had to defend myself, little John Boy. And it worked. Of course, Kristen, well, can you drive me home? I was like, no, not tonight. I'm tired. I've been drinking beers and I'm far. And I said, you can sleep up in this bed. We could both sleep up there and just snuggle. That'd be the best option. Be friends. right? And but Sean had a girl now, and so I was like, I'll force him. I said, or we can sleep up there and not touch, just be friends. Okay. Or if you're worried about that, I have ulterior motives, I'll just sleep down basement on the massage table with that. Nope. So she took a lift all the way back. So she spent like $20 to get up here. She bought us off pizza and then $20 to get back home. It's expensive takers for that. She's today coming on her roll. If you come pick me up, I'll help you clean. Help me clean. I just need help cleaning. Well, goes John Boy wants something. The system wants to see if we'll snap him. Probably get frustrated and get that anger out. So she's on her way up, but more problems. Alright, so I just looked on it, and the buses are free. There's one that runs directly up there. Kind of takes an hour, but free. 5-minute walk. She really wants to come up here and run her game. I don't care. I'm not clean. I'm doing another thing. After the one across the street pulled that, came up here. That's why I'm doing this one. I'll have to find another place probably soon. Wi-Fi password probably get changed on me. But there's my chair up here folded down into it. That was her, not to make fun of that. I gotta be careful. Now I see it, it's funny, but it's not funny to them, right? They haven't done that inner work. That trying to make peace with what happened, how you came into the set. There's pretty convoluted game. And I asked him last night because my roommate is his parents when he was in 8th grade, been in Grandview his whole life. Oh, they decided. I said, what was a good excuse for moving you guys out of there all the way down to Nurk? From Grandview with all his friends to Nurk. I was like, damn, that is fucked up. That's pretty fucked, man. And from the on high perspective, though, it was playing that game with itself, like, snap, take that. But they said, oh, well, Dad was making some money and Mom wanted a nicer house. Like, well, really, they couldn't find one like in the Grandview. There's a lot of houses up there. It's not what this world is about, Get to do that, And then I found out yesterday, that Molly and Mom had been over and had met next door neighbor, and Molly checking the scene, and she knows Sean real well, and she knows me real well. And what John Boy would want to do is get in there and like the most Herculean cleaning task you'd ever imagine. It's off the wall shit. I spent all day going, what? Like, it was almost getting to the point like, oh man. But I kept noticing that pattern, but I kept catching that frustration. And I was like, I could do this, but nope, that. I could do that. And so now one of the problems at Sean is that 4-prong adapter in the dryer, or 4-prong in the dryer has to go into a 3-prong in the down there. And but I just needed a 3-prong, a 2-prong or a 3-prong to go into a 2-prong just to plug in my computer, So I can only use it when it's plugged in because the battery's shot. And another thing on the set. Sean's got this stuff scattered all over, but it might be one thing where he's like, those kind of electrical things, he might just put them in one area and have an extra one. I wouldn't have to worry about that. But that's just the way he said it. Somewhere around here. See me on this goose chase, there's boxes of shit down there. Or they could crack John Boy, makes frustration, and they're all in on it. It's all connected in the Pleroma, the 96. One of the girls last night said, when is the last time you and Molly spoke, I thought back, and yep, that was it. John Boy wanted something. Over there at my mom's, I dreamed up stuff I wanted. Sure enough, there she comes, Donald Duck's down out in there. But it wasn't cracking me until she started grabbing Robin's shit, and it cracked. I said, take it, top of my lungs. Oh. I saw the gleam in her eye, the sparkle in her eye, and she was like, that was the game. It's a pretty good game. My insight into what the set is doing, and so I mean, the initial trauma is pretty. It can be pretty hard. I mean, it seems rough, and now it's hidden, and now you're fighting, with each other, but you're friends kind of with each other. And I've been an accomplice all these places down in my life to identify where I was getting in there and creating scenarios where boom, they took it. Get that feeling, you know, like really like Bonnie and Johnny, my parents. It's a really a good idea to be screaming at the top of your lungs at each other with a 4, 6, and 12-year-old child and the children in the house. We're traumatized. Oh my God, I just can't stop laughing. And so everything I do is that one, and then it shows up in the set as what, you know, Sean's parents did to him. Just moved his ass, moved his shit. And so the front porch over there, there's 2 chairs, and Sean even mentioned, like, yeah, this chair's, I think it's going its last legs, it's going to break soon. And that Saturday last night, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad. Every time you sit in it, it's just like, you know. So I come out this morning, have my coffee, and there's a comfortable one in the back, and so I took that one spot to break, set it somewhere and stuff. I can't use that little one in the back of his because the Wi-Fi's too far away. I just don't know, tweak on the side. Frustration. So by the time, then I gotta go walk all the way back to get that comfortable one, and by the time Sean's, you know, he moved the other one back and put it back in. Quit moving my shit. So I just slid the broken down one over to the side and put the comfortable one down there and sat down there. Quit moving my shit. I'm sorry to laugh, but it's all being played, you know, on high. You know, see if they can scare the children down here. And then it shows up on the projections, COVID, vaccine. So things are that, you know. We're just down here in cahoots, scaring each other. You know, then it's like, are the girls getting along? Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's a good thing. I don't know. So I think I got whatever I want. Really, I gotta just hide it somewhere. Just do it to make me happy. If I do anything here in this samadhi, man, forget about it. Be thwarted by this pleroma connections. That's all 9-6 stuff, right? 96, 6-9, 6-9. And here we are down to children. But I also got the answer for it. You know, why are all these people so stupid? Well, the show must go on. Be pushing that through there. I'll dive a little bit on the pleroma, maybe in another one. But I was at a talk in medical school, and kind of, you know, called theological, or, you know, it's a little different, metaphysical, little spiritual stuff, and I was interested in that. And the guy mentioned the pleroma, and the only place I've seen that is through this author on the set, John Lamb Lash. And he talks about the Gnostics and the Telestai, and that they knew, and that they, you know, they were perfect people, and you know, you couldn't fuck with them; they were unfuckwithable, and you know, but he's the only one I came across using that term. But of course, he got it from somewhere, you know, some books, and, you know, they got it from somewhere, somewhere. But I went to talk to the speaker afterward, because I said, oh, he'll be excited connection. Like, oh yeah, we know that, we all know this. You know, I was one of those kids on the set, and then I mentioned that, just his reaction, his facial reaction, he was like, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe just sit for a minute on all that stuff, that angle, but until I could get this one. But, you know, I was going to think Alpha and Omega, I was thinking of these shows. You know, that OA was a really good Netflix, but just one season. But it does sort of show you, like, you're just dreaming, you're dreaming here, there's trauma here, dreaming here, there's trauma there. You know, and they're doing these movements to, like, shift that knowledge in between these sets. But, you know, so that Alpha and Omega, AO, and then it bounces back, OA, or you can do it, you know, the other one, OA, AO, keep bouncing that back. Does that sound familiar to any of us Ohio people with what we're doing for our sports team? That. But, you know, I have some other creative ideas. I just got to be careful about what I want, how I want to make it happen. So I got to maybe be more watch what I'm doing on here. Piss people off if you talk about it. So make like a reality show, TV show, and paint from this other side, and have these memories, and just turn the traumas into the laughter when you see it from that side. Bring some people together, and I was like, because that's what I want to see. You know, that's what I was doing down here. You know, I was doing the same stuff. Like, I know this one's bouncing this way. This is about to happen. I got this one coming in, and I first did that when I was a freshman in high school, and things were bouncing, but that was the time I said I had to break it off with that one, go do this with the second one, make sure that one found out about that one, and then there I was watching the fight in the cafeteria. I was doing this from the 9-6, because that's what I was interested in, right? So it came out of heaven, the 9-6 comes up and looks at that, I was like, so I was doing that, creating those scenarios in my set, that, hurting them, or they were pissed at each other, So that's what I was doing for that, and I kept doing it all through down the years, going in there and messing them up. But then I break theirs by how did they get me back? Where does it start? I just do Helen again real quick for the show because it's so sequential. It's the first time I saw her, I was like, I knew first time ever I saw. I knew there was gonna be some trauma and fighting, and I was interested. The 6'9", 6'9", 6'9", 6'9". That, but there's so what's. See the shit up on the show, and we all went out to a restaurant, the bar in Albuquerque, and I sat right next to Ellen, and she kind of moved over to the seat. I was still bouncing with Brooke, she was there, and so I was like, oh, okay. But it just piqued my curiosity, and I kept keeping tabs. She was down in Bolivia doing her thing. I was like, what is she doing? How she likes asking questions, and I saw her again. We were back, and I was like, oh, now we could get more entwined into that, and we were rocking and rolling there for a minute. Of course, I set something in the set right away. Things got too serious. I was afraid. I did my my cornball stuff, another one, and so that would turn into a huge conclusion. This chapter of that that drama show. We're playing that dance with each other, the initial dramas, and kind of get tired of just like talking about the same stuff. Like, go do your inner work. Nobody's listening. But that is what you would want to do. Like, if you want to not react in that anger, get control of that emotion. The first one is scary, That's why you don't want to sit in there with it. But you have so much more powerful than you've ever been told. That you do that, and you survive that, and it's not as scary as you thought, and now you're on your way. Now you are on your way from being coming out like that, throwing all that stuff into the light show. These petard bombs, emotional bombs. But it's still with me. By me not reacting, it's just gonna make them react that much more, right? I know that. So getting out of that relationship, boom. But I started looking at all the stuff where I was like, that is just a masterful, like a maestro. You're painting your perception, your projection, and little keys and set, and then that's what it results in. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe it is all there is. I don't know. Who knows what anything happened in the past? Who knows? But I did say, like, I was looking for this spiritual enlightenment, like that. What's that look like? Have I ever seen it on the set? And is it attainable? And yeah, there was a lady that walked around the Nob Hill area in Albuquerque. And I saw her, a dozen times. I was like, my little spot there. I said, what? She just, beatific. She didn't have a wrinkle on her face. She's probably like 60s, I don't know. She didn't shit. She was unfuckwithable, right? Imperturbable. She didn't need anything from anybody. That's what I kind of got to get to, if I escape that samadhi. Every time I saw her, I was like, man, whatever she's got, I want some of that, so that's why I was exposed to that, the possibility of that. So I got that piece. So yeah, now I've done enough here with all this. I'm done with this nice backyard over here. All of it, see, it's part of that set. Because with me, you got to do that first trigger. Like, I just met this for a couple times, and it was super nice, super helpful. The house was super messy. You could clean it up, could do something cool for them, for their life. But maybe that's not what it is about. Not for everyone to do that. And she was telling me about the house, and I was just checking out lines, like what are the possibilities? What does John Boy want? And it almost came out there, and I caught her. Just looked right in the eye. The twinkle, like, hey, I'm here, someone to help. Calm down. Does that ever work, guys? Didn't it work last night? Just to hold the camera. There might be somebody else listening. Shot, didn't stop her. She's getting ready to punch, man. Sean told me he likes that. I could tell he liked when they were dating. She knocked the shit out of him. But yeah, I gotta be a little more careful too, because I'm gonna get shit in my life fucking knock the fuck out, just by talking about my life. So yeah, dangerous waters, dangerous waters. So I'm have to come at this in another format. It'll be another show, like whatever the AO, they gave us the OA, so I'm gonna give us the AO. So we can understand what is really going on down here. But I have my other friends and experiences, and I'm not immediately in contact with we are nice to each other, we're friends, and we can dig down in some of those layers, the funny, hilarious stories, or even some of my good friends, like we were doing that to each other, I think that happened. Oh, because that happened. So, like with their permission, we could put it on the show, and those that are following along, and they can appreciate the humor of turning that trauma into laughter, and pretty good. But yeah, I gotta watch my steps around here, because that's fishing. Like what's John Boy want? What does he want in somebody? Just everything, little thing. I was like, oh, it needs accomplished. The plug, 4 to 3. I said, Sean, I just need 3 to 2, because I got a 2. I would have to move the power cord all the way around the front for that, since it's in the back. He's going to his thing about moving his shit, and he uses that out there for electrical. He needs it out there. John, why are you moving my shit? He's like screaming. I said, well, Sean, I'm probably just going to be out there when I'm doing the internet stuff, and then if you need it for the thing, when you use it out there once every month, you can walk it. I'll just walk it back and tie it up, but it was still irritating against you. And from the Paloma, where the Wi-Fi's coming from, something will happen in that one. Inevitably, right? That's what it's fishing for. I'm just trying to accomplish these little tasks. I can't even get online, or get my laptop online. These little details. Just perfectly set, so you can snap me and make me lose my shit. So I got other ideas for that, so I can get my internet time, and no problem at all. I got all these bills to pay, $80 a week in rent for now, but that's working out too good. Something will happen in there. But who knows? Just cross my fingers and hope to die. Some of the stuff I think, Sean, I was thinking, like, I'm their father and shit. I told it to a next door neighbor, ran that one, like in the Sky Family on that role. And he kind of looks at me like, he's like not even, he's one of the 80%, but see how that would float to better understand our lives. So I'm not even sure what I mentioned, but I'll just put this one in here too. That was what, for Athene and I were getting ready to go meet each other and all this, but I was still drinking alcohol, and that became an issue. And then I'm buzzing through this. I went and I asked, well, is this where the alcohol finally goes away? It's expensive, and that's what's bothering Angie or Athene. But no, it was actually the alcohol. That was the key. It was the spirit element. So my idea was, like, over here, because it's such a nice yard, some nice gatherings, your friends get together, reunite, right? Something John Boy wants. No, not here, but just put in like a little octagon, we get some paddle things, put on some little lacrosse helmets, and just take it out in there, get the anger out in there. It seemed to be a better place than out on the set. I got triggered the other day. I'm like, motherfucking racist, you're a fucking racist. And you want to come have a fist fight? Say, well, let's take it to the octagon. Take it out in there. It might be fun. Sean was coming at me like this crazy, grabbing me. He's like, I can see how parents get frustrated with their kids. They're doing that to you. This is my representation of it here. And it was kind of fun wrestling that and stuff, but I just bring him down for a second. Maybe more conducive ways to wrestle and test skills, and I could just beat him in there. I enjoy that, right? That aspect. I was kind of wanted that MMA stuff, using everything you can. But symbolic. That's what I'm doing to navigate my life, right? Playing that game, and if I figure that out, doing that, wanting that so much. I can't remember what. But today, Kristen's come back over. They found the bus route. It's free. Come over to clean. Be 3, 4, 5 hours late. She got me a little bit yesterday because she said, when she told me, well, I got to shower and come over, calculated in my head, knowing her, about 5 hours. So I'll make that trip. But there it was 5 hours, and I kind of wanted to get this in, but introduce her to Sean, right? So they can get to know each other, be friends, build network in the community. But no, it's just a little bit more later. No, the Paloma was sensing that frustration. That's what I wanted to see. That 6'9" come out. See the other 6'9", twinkle in the eye, and things resolved. So yeah, she's hustle up here. You know, who knows when she'll show up and run her game. I threw up she left her things here. You know, that old trick. Oh, I left my things. I have to go back there for those things. Yeah, we know how that works. The girls were there. They were, oh yeah, that's those. I did that too. Right? The guys were going to come back and try again for the prize there, and so who knows how it'll go tonight. But good news is I got my bed up there, so that's good. That was a pain in the ass, but problem up there now is that the windows don't shut all the way. Or one window, the handle broke up, was one of those ones. It's broken up. So that window's open. So I was like, yeah, you can kind of close it from a little bit, close it. So I was like, an inch. I was like, yeah, but what about in the winter? He's like, oh, that's the towel. I was like, why is there this big towel up there? So, part of the set. See if the snapshot. We're all connected, one life. Play this game, and I was thinking it was water at first, but I think that's not water. I thought it was going to be wet towel, picking it up over there. Molly, they know me so well. Molly knows Sean's living diet. Molly knows that goo. She knows how that gets under my skin. That's why she was gooey all over there in Clintonville, and or our last apartment. You know, she's getting that little rise out of me. And so I'll figure something out tonight. Stay warm. But yeah, no, I'm not doing shit. I might get one little thing here at a time, one little thing here at a time. But I'm just building this temple here, to protect myself from being snapped and triggered. That was my objective. That's how that went down. But for those following, the subscribers, or those who are interested, or getting something out of this about how to be that detective on your set and flip your burdens and your fears around to realize that it's only in that little dimension that the God in you is playing this game, right? You can see it in the twinkle in their eye. I mentioned that to Gilbert. He's having all these family problems. You're ping pong ball, man. A racquetball, bing, bing. His dad's getting away. And, I just said, well, just take scenario a little bit more ridiculous until you see that sparkle in your eye. Like, oh, no, the virus isn't down. It can go all the way down your throat, man. You have to drink the sanitizer. Just be serious with it, until and then you'll see the twinkle in his eye. That you're the same life. You're playing that game. You got an extra big dose of it. You got like a single, even a half trooper, half a woke person. Dropped in on, woke dating, fighting. The woke maybe ain't so woke, right? Just don't know what show. Don't you believe what I believe? Don't you know about this 9/11 conspiracy theory? Just play that bang, bang, ding, 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 until like it pops out, like the Hadron Collider pops out, and you see that it's that game. God plays with itself, scared itself, it's frightened itself. I had another girlfriend. I'll put more of these in the AO show. But I guess if I'm careful, I want to be a success. Follow me around. Follow me down to the Cafe Cairo. I just use Wi-Fi. I'll go back to those days. Here I am. Spent so many hours on the academic stuff doing that bullshit. This might be actually fun. Get little cards so people that are hip to want to know what's going on and have some help if there is. Get back up into that 96 spiritual realm and see that there's an energy light show. That they're playing with each other. The part you got to get over though is that something's really bad, So John 22 came over and I just got her story quick, boom, 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 connected the dots. This there happened there, and now here this, or, this drama like this one, and there's all seemingly bad stuff in their life is a tragedy. I'm a victim, and that happens bad, I gotta be careful and not sympathize. That's what they want, someone to sympathize with them. Those are bad things, and they need some help and stuff. I got to do some more work on how I'm going to, navigate that. Control my emotions, but I just can't be acting like a hyena at every little thing because I see it from the God perspective. Like, damn, that's a good one. So, got tired of doing the hard, dark, deep work, but maybe just doing the laugh coming from the other side. Just turn that wound, that seeming terrible wound, into the joke to see it for what it is. That's how much God wants to play with itself down there. It just happens to go out that way. I was like, my poor dad, what tragic events were mine. My dad passing away at prematurely aged, going off the set. That's one the thing I have in common. I do remember in that moment, and my heart was feeling it, like, this is not good, not good, this is not good, not good, this is not good, not good. And then when I knew it, but at that moment I felt something come into me. His spirit energy came into me. That's how this game goes. Like something happened. My outlook on life, I became more of a man. His set character, it's just too much, man. Me and Dad that day at Sunday night there in 1997, we had just broached the topic of, hey, Mom, there's something Molly's a little bit off, man. She was getting ready to move back in his house, 26 years old woman, and the next day he was going back to Navistar, the job he hated, and he'd been in the Bosnia for 9 months, man. He's over there partying with military buddies. Now he's been sent back home on his reassignment to go to the factory. That's just too much for him. And I just vibrated him back on up. Got the fuck up on out of here. He was taking too much of every of his problems on. Broke him, man. I know. Sad, seemingly sad, but like that's the biggest bait you got to take when you come in here is that, well, death is bad and birth is the blessing. If that were true, the birth, everyone would take care of the child so that it wouldn't get scared, right? They really care about it. They don't just forget about it. So it's like, boo, right? Do that. Save the children. But that's not the game here. I mean, that 6'9" wants to come up and the sparkle in the eyes meet, That's as far as I am there with that. So I got to master that and get my environs. Think about my real environs together. It's just going to reflect what's going on in me, right? There's nothing out there I can do in samadhi. It will just reflect it. But, it's coming, what I'm perceiving. It might be fun in that. I'll send the format and I'll contact people if you want to just laugh out your wounds in your family. Like, what the happened? I remember getting beads on the street, what's the word on the street? Somebody's fucking up, man. Taking drugs, and they're home. They must be fucking with their parents, really. They're playing their role. They're wounded, and it was their fault. What did their mom do? That, she wasn't, pissed them off somehow, and then pissing them back off. Dancing in the shadow box. Box the shadow until, you can't realize you can't beat that shadow. But you can't control that emotion. The anger one coming out and then recolor the bad events in your life. That's God's coordinating to see if you lose your shit, get mad, or even get hurt. And you've been so depressed all your life, and it seems like such a bad thing that energy's going down. You have the power within you to just flip that switch over to the other side. They're fucking with your whole squad was like fucking with you, were in on it, So now Sean's girlfriends, they're so excited to get the update, watching their own show, and so yeah, I was like, damn, it's kind of fucked up. There's little teams of girls that are like, ooh, I don't like her either, too. So I'm just learning, like, Sean's network of girls show up anytime. Well, we're friends. 50 of them, I think, right? Molly's always updating me on Sean's life, what he's doing, this and that. So I've kept up enough to know that now Molly and I are in our snit phase. What happens next? I get broken and then I run back to her. And she said once, I was like, I don't need your bullshit. She's like, you'll be back on your knees. She said that. I was like, ew, what's that? You'll come crawling back on your knees. I was like, what? Right. Coming down the hill on the second wave of the internal part of the COVID stuff. COVID. It's just so funny, man. Pardon the ice on the light show, and just can't stop laughing here, but I got to think too. I can't stop thinking. You gotta think this game might be more complicated than you thought. Like that's God, that 9 to 6, and then here in the light show, they just fuck with the children. Tell them to teach them that they're monkeys on a spinning ball. I thought they were watching like, wow, I just thought this. I mean, these like crazy spaced out thoughts, right? Spaced out, and John Boy, my first set coming in the house there on Limestone, my sister, her friend, Paula Burke, but they knew that if this went bang, 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 to me, it would upset me. I'd go, start crying. John Boy start crying. Bang, bang. That's all they had to do. Bang, bang, bang. Get that. God start playing with each other. I just wanted to document my surroundings, I wasn't sure about that one. the other ones that were aware, you know, I'd shown it. How, yeah, I was doing this, and I got shown at night. He was like, oh, there's somebody else watching, coming at me with this monkey show. Checked him. I got a witness stand out here. I got a jury. But yeah, that show would be funny with that, from that perspective. You know, we can hit, you know, historical events in my life. I can bring people on who shared stuff with me, and then just start to unravel that trauma for them. Laugh at the ones you can't first. Just another creative way to save yourself from yourself. You don't want that. That's what it was. The whole mass grand consciousness altering the sets. Fuck you up. It's the war, man. I just was just running. I'll do it in the show, but I was running a bunch of my girlfriend sequence, like boom, that happened there. So, well, I did that. That probably wasn't a good thing. But then they did this to hurt me. You know, went back and hurt my most once. You know what those involved? The ingredients that led up to those. You know, oh, but why would my friend do that? If that was because I did that. Trying to figure out how many of these things were coordinated, but never underestimate the creativity of God and who you meet. How that energy pattern would arrange itself. That perception, and it could be hysterical, but I don't want to mention it here because somebody might catch wind of it. I'm just going to do it. I'll find out a way. I got to get back into all the computer stuff and what's working, how I want to present it, creatively. You know, still I can't get the music. So I need Sean to do one thing for me. Nope, one. Take this phone and there's the password. And see if you can just punch it in the right way. You might have some memory of that since he's done that. I couldn't figure it out. Charlotte went home. I have to wait till she got home, you know. But that's the key, right? The Wi-Fi. It's another key on the set. And to get music on here. But, you know, what I was doing there, it wasn't... their strategy in the pleroma, it wasn't getting to me, right? But if I wanted this and that, you know, he went there. Just him and Kristen just yelling. I hit the weed, and that's why those ones yesterday were a little different. And just playing that father role, like, what? Here I am. That's who they're mad at, because their fathers running around. They're mad at their fathers. And, well, father's back. Like, is that the role? You know, the 666 man is back to do the job, be the parent to them for what they want. What do they really want? To be healed? That father was home. We're going to do all that here. Is that how that goes down? I was playing that, bouncing that around in my head, like, no, that's too much. You're gonna want that. You're gonna want those goodies. They're just too addicted to the show. They're dopamine hit. No, here now, they crack John Boy once again. Oh man, just too much. So I'm gonna move slow, but ultimately I was like, well, it seems like they want friends to fight with. I want friends to have fun with. So I don't feel so bad about that. So I'll find them, find the tribe. So maybe this could be like a tribal community place, but I don't know. Be real careful about what I'm trying to create, because the pleroma is listening. The brother is listening, and that's what's popping up on my set. Work that. See if I'll get frustrated enough to get angry. That's what the gods really want to see. That's what I felt in mind. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting, because it's not that serious. We're playing that game with each other. At that level, it's just hidden. You know, I'm like, you're gonna break that game. Really? You know, you find out who you are. That's it from here. But maybe I don't know yet. I will look into it and let you guys know. And the ones that might just be not pay-per-view, but you know, selected followers for the hilarity of it. What goes on it? How those things represent? They conspire together up there to see if they can crack you. You can crack the code, right? The Da Vinci Code. And then everything you've seen on the set, you can be interpreted from that vantage point. It's pretty funny. Like, oh, you could be scared of something out here on the set from that pleroma light show bouncing back and forth. Anything seemingly ever bad could happen to you. That was part of their fun through you. That, you know, to go through that. It's not that big a deal, because it's an eternal ping pong game, you know. But you know, the suffering part and the good part, you know. So things are good, you take things are bad. But I'm trying to leave behind, like, and participate in that. So I cut off my bad behavior and try to make peace with my past. That was my role. I'm causing all that drama in your life. I apologize for that. We might get that within us, you know, and then that's where we operate from. So we don't keep playing these games. I had some pretty good sequences. It took a lot of factors, and you know, I was bouncing them all in together until everything was arranged, and then come the uppercut. Once I operated there, was the God in me. I wanted to see that reaction in there, and that really strong emotional reaction. That's the emotions. It plays them all. So it's like that smorgasbord. Can we learn to pick and choose, and maybe just take the more exciting ones? We'll just speak a little bit quieter. And so I don't know. See with them. I already know what their game is, what they're after. Maybe they'll learn to be friends for a while, and then fight, find something to get angry at. Anything on a set to get angry at. The new vocabulary word is when you're on set just doing your thing, and you have no idea, like, someone's even getting angry. You just come out of nowhere, just like a crouching tiger. That Tom Cruise movie, Crouching Tiger. That's what that represents, I think. That's why it's in the set. It's just one step removed. But we were down, and but I'll piece together my life on that. That'll be what that show's about. It's pretty. These stories are like unbelievable, and then you guys can get to know me through that show. And I'll have like some I was like, I'll get some like pictures, you know, newspaper articles. But guess where all that stuff is? I better not say, because it's some John Boy wants, and he can't have it. Can't have it. It's locked away. The information is locked away. But so I'll keep jamming here. I'll be in touch, and probably just either another, you know, group. All these groups. This, you know, we got the OA, and I was like, well, play at the AO, the echo chamber, the ping pong chamber, the dialectic chamber, Joaquin and Boaz, and we're in there doing this to each other from the night 6. So I'll be walking on trigger shells or Sean's, but you know, I kind of see what it is. I giggle, get tickled, you know. It's not my job to be his father. It's playing this role, you know, for him. But yeah, doing very well, and I'll keep some updates, and you know, y'all probably people that come into that group, I'll be like, "You get this? Where's your trauma?" You know. This one, and I was like, think about, you know, but it's embedded deep in there, man, like really deep. You know, most people don't. I haven't seen too much of that, and but if that's what you want, and you're genuinely committed to getting that, I'll share with you my experience to find where I found that stuff on set, what it meant, and then reverse engineer that back to, you know, yourself on those bullshit feelings you might have about things or events that happen in your past. The guys in us playing that game to scare each other, and oh, feel this, feel that. What about that? Try that in here. And if you do want to like let that go and just laugh, what it really is, what it really represents in here, in the womb, and start unraveling those threads. Those were some maestro moves, like the one I was around. You know, we never talked, but I was observing her behavior and the reaction in mine. I was like, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe that'll be the first episode. I'll get it in over there. Just start looking at it like that. Like, seemingly bad behavior out here is actually that game that's being played. Knows what that one wants, knows what the pattern is, what that experience that hurts her. And now this is what's going to happen because of that. The clue was that night we went to the fancy dinner, you know. But it'll be in the AOI. AO. Oh, I'm going to keep that information guarded a little bit. You know, I'm get some blowback on that, but that's a pretty good. I was doing that for 40 years in the desert too, so maybe just laugh about it to realize that that's really what you were doing. You know, what was a good excuse on the set for that? Now it just won't add up. You know, to like increasingly ridiculous. Oh yeah, why did I do that? You know, I told Sean the whole thing about what Molly triggered Molly and her crew to come over and wreck my dreams last time. He's like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Nothing's supposed to make sense in here. That's not the game. Bing, 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 bing. Oh, the baby's born. Here comes another victim. Just another victim kid. I like to hear that one right now. But we'll have that in the show. I'll have announcements. I'll have like guests in my life. I'll explain what their role is, and we can get to know them, and then break down the hilarity that we've experienced together, and experiences that we had. A lot of experiences that aren't just over the top hilarious, but even the ones that were so bad, those are also hilarious from that perspective. I was in sixth or seventh at Clark. Man, there's some big kids, man. Like tall athletes, man. Like some of girls. Them girls hit the man. I found that one out last night. I got that one from one of mine. Across my glasses on 98. I was just getting some lady at the bar. That was a good excuse on the side. Right, it's not about that. It's about that. So we could figure out our set a little bit better, so we can laugh at the whole set, and be a follower of that knowledge in that group. It would certainly be funny. At first, probably appear as that initially introduced as that fear to the ego mind. To work through that, bring it up. But seems impossible, but it's not. Seen it happen to me. I'll pick out my worst ones. Went through my whole senior year because I was shot for my mom. Screaming up, fighting and screaming at my dad when I'm fucking 5 years old. That results in that. But it is kind of funny. From there, that actually influenced all of those events in my life. I certainly don't want that to be the next, the next second quarter. But so that's what we know, and we know the other 80% show. But who knows? It'll be a fun ride, and I'm just gonna hop over there because apparently this is enough to trigger that. Doesn't take much to trigger that. Not in your crew. So just shape up my crew on my ship. You get into that captain's ship. They're still expecting. That's what they want to see you suffer, see that pain, and it's vibing on that fear and suffering, depression, and that's what it's interested in. Also, I would think want to get out. But thought that's what I would be here to help people with that in their lives. But apparently, putting it out here, that's a trigger too. That automatic trigger is coming out no matter what it says. Doesn't matter. Robert and I saw that in Florida. We went down to visit her parents and her sister. We're just on the couch saying, "Hey, what's up?" She's just watching. She went and she walked back out. We just had our little, love taps, things we did, motions that were kind, and that one was a good one. We both laughed at this one. After we'd eat something, your belly sticks out a little bit, and you say, "Oh, your little Buddha." There's no triggers involved on that one between me and her, but whoa, go across the room, her middle sister, she just saw me touch her belly. Have you ever treated my sister like that? Roaring like Jude. I was like, what the fuck is that? And at least I had her support. She was like, no, sister, that's not what was going on. We weren't fighting. That's to see what it wants to see, to get triggered. Doesn't matter. It's gonna come out. Untriggerable. You're triggered by I was just watching a movie, it being on a theme. That was one of our themes, and she's triggered. Oh, I'm coming to the doghouse because watching a movie for something. I had to get all that, shake all that out. Triggers, trigger. Maybe rebuild with fresh triggers, but you have to do that work, I think. I don't know. We'll figure out what the next episode brings. Finally get some fucking music in here. I just want to listen to music. Knuckleheads just sitting there. Just come on, sit home, watch TV, watch the news. Question there. There's that. I was like, well, there's that. But Sean and I laugh at stuff, and get those good things and the other good parts, and but be careful. Just help them in the middle, because the first one's a big one, sets the pattern, and then on their way, when the one goes out, that's a big one. It kind of reinforces that pattern. Bringing up all the other stuff on the set reinforces that pattern, right? That electric light show, that ZZ Top in there, all the stuff we're interacting with forces that pattern. interact with the samadhi here and here for the most part. A lot of it's enjoyable. Creeks, rivers, mountains. Pretty, but that's the energies. Can I just go up to the mountain? And but I had mastering this part of it right now, but maybe leave a trail down the mountain where I'm going now. But Molly, this is the update. Things were going really well. I'm getting everything clean that whole place. Oh, just spotting it, Yep, that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna clean all Shelly stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be like a squad member, a crew hangout. It's 2 houses. This community of truthers. It's just a hub as we build the truth network. A truth network together. Be right here, all right here, Molly. All right, better get out of here. Got think them at their own game. But Kristen coming up tonight, and more of that. Can we break John away? What? I was this pussy. I was like, I hadn't slipped back into that possibility. I said, slip that possibility back into the set. Just pack them all back up. Keep going that route, So yeah, I remember just got to iron this out. But I'm going to iron out through that TV show, and get to connect with some of my friends, get our stories together, maybe get some of the, at Cornell we can get into that digital archive. Masterson, he's one of my Cornell 4. How many stories do we have in there? Mine, and then they have theirs, and it's just complete hilarity. But actually go watch that football play that I described and just see it. It's just electric. The cops are something's why they're following around so much. But we can catch up and relive it, rebuild that network, and go through that for anything. That's stories that we can share and get together until we can rebuild the new ones because we just got COVIDed. My heart felt it, but yeah, really, it went down that way. And there's some interesting people who I'd like to bring together because that one was doing what this one was doing. There's like so many behavioral pattern rules. It's usually pretty much the same stuff involved. Mommies, daddies, parent dying issues. Right. Get some good, sets them up. Keeps that manifestation going too. They get sick and die, and that, and I'm a victim. But if I'm laughing too loud at that about what is causing that, and you want the cure, be open to it. People are just too committed that everything's out there. I'm a victim. There's nothing I can do. They hang on to it. They'll hang on to it, and that's what Huxley said. They'll fight for their enslavement because God's going to play. The show must go on. I'm getting my balcony seat to watch the rest of this one. But when I get to Octagon, and I got your final trigger to make sure you can't be triggered by something out there, some other behavior. For mine, I said, because I had to hold on to alcohol, I'll be in the Octagon with swilling in the booze. Like, sure. If someone's not doing the thing that you're holding on to, if you want them to do that, just do that. That's being triggered, trying to administer the estate of another living being. Because you haven't ironed that, closed that ring down a bit, right? That's where I've been going. That's the key. It's the key, right? The 666, all C9 key. All you're going to say is all this stuff with your celebrities, if you're in that phase and there's something out there beyond you. This would probably be the next step on this pebble walking that path, Flat Earth, Miles Mathis. Jody and I ran through them, we went through them, like very similar sequence of events in the show, It's for us to, have that connection, like, oh yeah, very lovely person. But yeah, show will be a hoop. This guy was yapping, and I was just thinking, and I just said something, just got there, Chris, you'll say anything. It'll get your attention and make you laugh. Anything will come out of this mouth, that's why you're interested in it, because it's not just the fear and the scare stuff, it's the laughter and love and all that stuff too. But then just that way, the pleroma flickers. It wants to take all the stuff on the equipment, right? You know, here I'm thinking of, oh, we'll have these big parties. I'll have some men over here. We can get some things accomplished and reorganize these places here. But I don't think that's what this place is for. I kept seeing things sniffing, or you know, the heart going on. I got these hunches. They want to see if they can piss me off, make me mad. But so that's my self-defense. You know, jiu-jitsu thing. It plays out every little motion I do, like trying to accomplish something. This and you know, there's a leaky shots, just one drop at a time. Over here, just floods out the bottom into a bucket. I'm gonna be trying to clean this shit for what? For what? I could help him, but I didn't need to know him well enough. You know, but I think I've known my sister well enough. She's following this journey. She's talking the talk. She's posting the memes. But you gotta actually walk that walk, energetic walk, if that's what you want. They might just be for me to walk my walk for what I want. My characters, actors, out here, for me to go where I'm going, to the desired land, the promised land. That's always been what I want, and they're playing out their characters, right? So I'll buzz around Clemson here for just a minute, see what's happening, and you know, it's pretty easy fun. I can learn to enjoy my life, you know, my activities, but they're soul satisfying. Build some people that know each other, community, rely on each other, and help each other. And, you know, sort of, well, I guess the kids fight. I'm like feeling the parents' pain. And feeling all you guys' pain. You get these kids, and they just fucking fight. So we just keep going this way. And that's probably, you know, the game of life. But, you know, I know it's a lucid dream. So, we'll come here and watch it up here. See it for what it really is, you know. Got the AL, the OA. And that would be the theme symbol, you know, for that, of that. I think I can do that. Pretty good graphics. I have a whole nother project, graphics. So, me and Molly's have action stories in that one, man. We're blowing each other over the top with those emotions. But always the spirit in all of us, that's in all of us, loves all of us, but also likes to scare all of us. Get angry. You know, it's like only like one point I was like, do I have enough stories? I keep telling stories, I'm gonna run out, right? It's like, keep going. It's like, all right. Put enough out here on here. I really appreciate you guys, you know, following along. And but yeah, I can't do this with the group I'm running around. The crowd. See, that's a great back country song, right? The running with the pack. It's thinking about, you know, you can get out, you can get in, but you can break down those lyrics, and it's just such beautiful orchestrate lyrics. Like even the whole album, like just spend a day with that. The whole album, you know, that album, 1976. First time it was laser hitting me. Right? I got another round with the, you know, the 8 tracks. Listen to that in my brother's car. Those songs. Another round. And then, you know, another round, you know, Puberty. That was my first rock band, Bad Company. Another round. Another round. So listening. Driving around on the radio songs. Driving all this driving. Probably, there's always a number for something. I'm playing that game. Well, how many times would I have heard Feel Like Making Love? And, well, what would be the right number? You know, just hang with a minute. You're like, oh, yeah, 1,000 times. 1,000. But, you know, yeah, probably that one. I'd probably put it probably up in that neighborhood. Certainly many, many hundreds. So now we can understand what they mean from here. That's what you gotta watch out for. That's what that song meant. You know, probably it's education. You know, you hear that might be a part of the process when you shake the skin. You know, you can see it all on the real life review. Like, oh yeah, that and that. And then you get to play again in the free coin C. That's the free coin C. But might as well just know it now. It's like that's the next 100 years of my life. That one, fucking crazy. The Mel Gibson and Thunderdome. I was all up in that, man. You know. Oh yeah. Watch it. But as a kid, from a kid's perspective, we're like, oh, we know what that is. But now we know we can just analyze that from that with the real Thunderdome represented. That's what we were watching. So we could unravel all our stories, make those threads a little bit. No, they weren't that. It's not as serious as I thought. Remember, just over the years, there's share these stories on there. You know, somebody wants to watch, they can learn from how we're talking, how the man talks, to overcome the you know, the trauma. Fucking fuckers, Sean. You fuckers. So I tried to trigger him, but I know what's going to trigger him. I knew exactly where it was. The other day, I might pull the trash bags out, and he's telling me what time he's coming home. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm working my ass off trying to get that shit shined a little bit, and he came home and he was temper tantrum. I was like, okay. I was like, oh shit. But I pointed out. I said, Sean, you're home 20 minutes early. To get that all out of his sight would have taken me 20 minutes. I had a couple more tasks I wanted to get to. But no, he knew that I knew or thought that he was going to be home at that time. He didn't want to come home and find what I was doing. That's his trigger. He likes getting triggered. God damn it, John, you're moving my shit. Just trace that right back to his parents moving his shit. And all this chaos, I pretty much laugh about it and realize I was like, oh, that's what kind of he was looking for. And but funny, and I'm not mad at anybody or anyone. So this is for you, Molly. Got you last. I think I'm done playing that game, but I know the game's not done playing with me. So game is on. The octagon is on. But yeah, when Dean steps into the octagon, I'll be over there taking a nice shot of whiskey to see if that really is out of you. That's where it would be. And then the beginning ones, those are too tough to start unraveling the ones in the middle, the threads in the middle to the stories in your life. As those loosen up, then eventually maybe reach out and get back to those ones. I'm sure it was different techniques for getting not being a slave to those so seemingly negative things. That was your gods and testing your emotions. And then there's a song right there that'll pop in, and we just listen to that song and break it apart. That's what the show format will be. And I'll introduce my friends and see if they want to come on and tell their half of the story, right? So it's a little more. I was just getting so sick of just looking at me and doing that thing. I'm just doing that when I was waking up, and it's like, no, flip it up. It's the other way. It's the other way. There's no little singularity in your mind. That's just down here, projected world. That's the game. That's the ping pong game. That's where we see all these pong games down here, bounce the ball back and forth. That's what we're really doing. So, okay, that's the update for today, and there'll be some news updates for those that want to just follow along on there. It's a little bit, this is a trigger, apparently, talking about my life on here, just telling the truth. Be a little more delicate about that, and that's where I will be. And that's our therapy. So keep breaking down what do you guys want in the show, feedback, maybe a forum, do a forum, yeah, all that. And who knows who, and what was that crazy story and how that went down, and what was really going on there? I've been that final kicker many times, setting that stage up and knowing it's going to rock in there, but terrorize them in their emotions. Oh, I had all that mommy drama. And to anyone who's seemingly fighting, that's it. Typically, 99% of the time, as far as I can tell, some other little things on the side, but yeah, that's the big one. That's why the families are so tied together, as you go down through your life. And it's the mother issue, or didn't have a mother, or didn't even know the mother, or vice versa. It's all that stuff at the goalpost. That's the end marks, the bookmarks. Those are the big ones. But there's a lot of awful little funny ones in between. Start practicing. So yeah, the AO. That's the new fall season, and we'll premiere. Maybe I'll put some premiere stuff. I got my own TV show. That's what I want. I think I can just do that in my computer if I got the privacy and all that. I get some business cards, just hand those to my passengers who want something else than the answer they're getting on a set. Might trigger the guys to fully conspire and get me to have to go crawling back to Molly for money. Might, but we'll watch that on the show. It's on my own sitcom show now. Sean was a little sad because this crazy girlfriend when I came in here but the problem was that all that noise. Her name was Corrine. Funny. Went across the street, calls her coronavirus. We have coronavirus on the set. Nothing disconnected. John can come in here and break that, change that frequency up, quiet things down, turn that one down a notch with this one and that one, and I'll get to know the people and their problems and maybe stay out of the way. I don't know. But I know that subconsciously they want to see if John's still playing. Is he still eating? You're eating pizza? I put that on it last night. Yeah, I can't do anything to play. Pepperoni pizza. Yeah, in Palermo, yeah, it seem really sad. Yeah, we should probably save those animals, but I don't see anybody doing it. Go eat your burger, meet Bill Gates. You know, I went up, switch those habits. Yeah, Brad brought over soy burgers. I'm like, oh, that's good. Then we can laugh a little bit more, you know, without that guilt, karma. You know, and when they're breaking the law in here, you know, I know it's their karma that's keeping score. You know, it always is. So now I'm going to be keeping score. I'll be Masterson. See if you contact Cornell. See if you can. They got digital records of those games. They should. You know, we can hash out those Cornell football stories, get to know each other, and that's what the AO is. John Wagner's life. We interact with it, and how those lessons can help you guys. So that's what I'm after. I didn't fight. I wanted to do this cleaning. I mean, I almost killed myself. I was like, I'm gonna get out of bed, do something. I couldn't hardly move. And then the window, the cold wind was blowing, I just can't close the window. I didn't have enough blankets to freeze my ass off. All I wanted to do was sleep in. The set seemed like I could get annoyed with that finally cracking. All the bugs and the goo. Well, I finally cracked them. It's a good try. It's a good one. That was a very good one. But we'll do some more, because I know this is the very same behavior I've seen in this high school friends. He went through his early adult life, and it's the very same behavior I see over here in this person that I went through in my adult life, and it's the exact same behavior. And like, what were their good reasons? Why did they think they needed these so-called, you know, bad substances? It was because they really were going down that road, and just pulling that chain on their parent back there. You know, take that. It's pulling those chains together. The emotions show. Really, that's what it was really all about. You know, the one that was up a little bit more closer into me. You know, her thought process, that and this and that. I mean, it was just it's a saga. It's an absolute saga to that chain. What happened before that? If I got that inside, I was like, that's pretty good. You're pretty good maestro. She's really good draws all kind of good shit. Well, yeah, out there she does. I was like, why does Mitchell be an artist? She has all these skills and horrible stuff. And my older brother, I got to go revisit all like the zillion stories in that one, that character. I may track down some records so we could see like where that was, and the format would be something a little bit different. Just looking at these little phones, I think we had to get a little quiet in here, real close, so we could share this information without that. But the other part, who's watching, I'm part I was like, this is going to take off like wildfire. No. Because it's affecting the other show. You know, the guys want to watch the show. But it's fishing the system to see who cycles through in this life to lucid dream and, you know, enjoy their life without doing that to other people. So yeah, but let's see where I go. Am I contributing to that? Pretty hard to tell John Boy that he's being a bad person. All he does is clean his media environment, do nice things, but that might be part of it, right? It's reversed. The ultimate is I want to get out. I want to get out of the samadhi, you know, with the frequency at those levels. But for now, the frat house seems welcome to anyone who wants to come and interact with people. And yeah, you probably can fight and get pissed off because you haven't done your inner work. But I'm here if you want help. People seem to like me or whatever. That's where I'm at. I was gonna tell just to get under Molly's skin, so she start cracking, thinking that's what you gotta beat next. This next step, Molly. That's what John Boy really wants. But you know, I gotta think. What I really want on this side is that, you know, I'm free, fucking free. About it. Light show. Well, I'm still here watching it, enjoying it immensely. So we'll have laughs, we'll have guests, we'll have music, whatever all the shit they have in the shows, right? Talk shows. That's on the set growing up. Was that anywhere on the set? Did I ever see that anywhere? So reality TV show. Helen's up for it, but you know, I don't want to go there. But we approach it from the things how we were wrecking our set. I think I already spilled the beans on her. Her set got wrecked from the beginning. From that, but that is healable. And even though right now it seems, you know, so traumatic, and you're so mad at that person, you know, you need doing that. You're doing the same thing. It's like a train thing where these cars all getting in unison, and they get some momentum together, and then, but there's one that's not keeping up, and the other ones know it. But that chain's going to tighten it, and it's going to be like one of those here. So we'll be up on that chain, I was watching, and he pulls that chain, and that's what happened to that one. That's the 6ix9ine. That's the pleroma of God, having fun with itself through the fear and of scared the child. Bad thing, yeah, because you don't get scared, but you're providing that through your God particle. Those emotions, yeah. I don't know where that ends and where that begins. There's no ending and no beginning. It's Alpha and Omega. I was like, I'm gonna get Alpha and Omega sign out here, and this house over here, back and forth across shots. We'll do the OH, IO, AO, OA, and break apart our stories energetically and unravel them. That's the purpose of that show, was to help them. But now I'm like, shit, they're trying to crack me. Man. I'm on the last one in the caboose wrecking with her. It's all them. So we get our toys, the cabooses. How to avoid the caboose show? Get scared. You know, that's fishing me, but right up here in my grill, you know, and it's funny stuff, funny stuff. All right, I'm gonna shut up. You guys get back to your life. Get back to your boring, miserable lives where you don't laugh and just worried. You can laugh at some memes. I laugh at the memes now. They're like, there's people in the kids in the light show going, making fun of the other ones, and it's funny, you know, but they're so stupid. And then now that they just, oh my God, it's just so obvious right there in that next little layer of information, and they were getting so scared. I was getting so scared. It's funny that, you know, there too as well. So maybe the way out of the theater as well. So you can analyze how those means and what they mean. That's where the real fun is. So if you're committed to this journey, that's where I'm going to move my show over to, just another place right on here. Call it a different name. Lose the trail. I see like same like general number. I'm like, what's he saying today? And because I know that's what I wanted. I wanted some magic. Someone to say that magic, and I could always feel it where that magic was. Like, ooh, those pieces of that puzzle. So. Yep, just whatever show topics are. Who's coming up on Monday night, you know, just talking about for a while. Last time I said, who's on Monday Night Football? Oh yeah, who's on Monday Night Football? I'll be like, well, we got John's story of all his characters, and let's go in there and, you know, do the setup, do some music, and bring them on. We'll do the Zoom. Get more complicated. Man, I want, you know, take your spots on the show. You know, it's a Brady Bunch, but now it's the real one that you were experienced in. So that we can really laugh at what was going on and who was involved, you know. So we got to figure out the Zoom and all that. That's what that was for, so we could reach this point, you know. Then we scare that dog carry stuff around all day in its mouth. Is he part of the set too? Maybe. So he just likes to carry stuff around. I could break him. I dove him. Yeah, I dove you. I dove you, big boy. See him? Make me cool. But then he always jumps up right into my groin, man. The animals are in on the conspiracy too. Think about the conspiracy theorists. I know that even the monk, every time she walked down, Paul would just step right into my hernia operation or my belly button. Those are my two vulnerable spots. Just always. Mucker had me figured out. I think right, because her heart knows right before she does that, she's going to get me to jump. She wants that control over me. Like, hey, I got you. I know what your spots are, motherfucker. So yeah, look for that in the development. It's in development. I got to go do some more James Bond shit. Figure out I'm going to get that out, get some materials, and get the Wi-Fi without having that turned off. That's another problem. But I got solutions. Like James Bond, we got workarounds, and I'm just going to work around it. Game on. So I don't know what Molly our next thing is, but I know you want an update. Did we break John Boy yet? Pretty good journey, pretty good try. So, all right, I better hop one out here and punches me in the face. All right, I'll see you in another format, another place. You can request to join. I'll ask you to see where you're at in the journey, get to know you, actually get to know the crowd. And you know, obviously, some people are automatic ins, you know, just because I'm that close with you in this life, so it must mean it's that important to keep talking, keep yapping. You know, I got extended yapping time left here. Columbus gets put back together. COVID whack, man. Bad. I got some more hits on like that. Like, oh yeah, this was going on here before, and that's what was really bothering and that's why there's in the ice that is back. And it's the COVID was the hand of God just smacking in the head, me in the head. So we'll have nights of that and previews. You know, like remember the TV guide. You guys talk about me, you can just smell that TV guide. But you know, it feels to me like now that we are our own show. I'm interested in you and your stories and how they are connected. hey, maybe we can have some more fun on the set than we had in that first quarter. It was one hell of a ride. But, we got enough players, the show goes on, and we'll get our squad together and just have fun and share stories, enjoy each other's journey, and in the Samadhi. And from the balcony now this time, the first time it's pretty rough. And you've got all the other goodies too, we got the health issues, we got a support group there. There's enough of us. You see, it is a real thing. Joe, you should see her age and her body. It just doesn't add up. Things just don't add up here on the set. I've had my 2 experiences where, I've been dead 10 times over in that car crash. I was acting a fool, man. And the physics of it, they just don't add up. It's not what it's about. There's a bigger purpose to this, and you have a role in it. And so they're like, no, not here. Because it wants to see this stuff happen. It's 6ix9ine in you. In the script, it altered the physics of what your Nagua, where it's at, going through with its ego mind, is out. It wants to see this. The God in us wants to have this happen. No matter what, offer you can't refuse. God, we haven't gotten into the movies, but all right, the last one, man. How long was that? Where's this coming from? Anyway. Okay, look for this new format. Definitely a way for you guys to just communicate in there, like if you want, and so I start to get to know people in the group, and like this is what's going on, and we'll have something else because of that goddamn face. I've seen these facial gestures enough now to know what they are, what they mean, what they represent. So we'll meet on the other side. We'll climb on up and meet on the other side. I think that's where the seats are. I can keep it down low here. That's got the emotional tears coming after me, man. I thought it was just a few, one, acting alone. No, it's a network. Emotional terrorist network. And they all work together to test that will, man. Of course it would be. So I'm like, okay, I got this game solved. This is going, and I woke this morning and said, I'll do some more thinking. But those are the pieces I got today. So I'm going to go back over to the Alpha and Omega house and just fucking chill. Like, I got nothing else to do except cogitize. I have to think about the shaving thing. It's kind of fucking handsome. But, I just saved $500 buying a new refrigerator. What would that prove? Nothing. Something I gotta make it messier. Someone else would come in, something else would happen. To thwart that, all that plan here. But, Tristan's coming over, so go yell at Sean. And then he'll start yelling at me, and I'll just scare him back with that. All right, let's just go fuck up in the bedroom if that's what you really want. I'm gonna get that eye first, that I first come out. Got Kristen pretty good today, though. I don't know if I just don't want to leave it out. She told me her times, come over. Oh yeah, I got it all. It's free. Takes an hour. That's really what you want. That's the price of admission to act your show. Act a fool, get up in here. But yeah, just dance and have fun. We had some fun. Her and Sean were just doing kind of crazy exercises, stretching. Good. They were teach each other the different poses and what they mean, how it helps the body move around. And I was doing it with them. Just dancing in there with them. Rubbing butts, little feels, flirting, all that good stuff. Woman figure, but friend, and doesn't have to go all the way there. Slips in through the hole, not all the way there. I got to figure out where that happens. I was like, boobies, good. I haven't talked about my whole academic career, those topics, how they fit in and what they represented in my life to get to this point. Coalitions, testosterone. Boobies, who's the JJ looked the same way, and that one it was different, and a sequence of this one played out. My always admired Roger Federer. The ball would just bounce up, and man, he just would perfect, smack that fucking thing back across the court. And I was like, man, I just think of beauty. I was like, is that in the car? Just take that turn. I just ride one hand, I got my other hand out, and here comes the big bump in the road, and I'm just like a Bronco buck, but I just try to take it the most way that they would. I'm playing that game, and but it's a little bit of fun, but there's some Samadhi in there, like driving around a fucking speeding vehicle. So there's that. But what I was doing then was I was doing Roger Federer with my life to create that emotional gem. But it was then all that negative emotion coming out in them. That's what I was. But it's pretty creative because that's what I was working with. But now, just like if your friends want to hang out and you can't act a fool, going to act a fool and fight and make noise, then that will be corrected. But if not, you just come over and you've got your friends. Oh yeah, I know them. You know them. It's fun. Every night I've been here, it's kind of magical. If something happens, it's like, oh, that's kind of magical. So, very appreciative, very loving, and man, I just can't stop laughing. All right, I'm gonna shut up. See you next one.